Alrighty, thank you everyone for joining tonight's press conference with head coach Pat Noonan following FC Cincinnati's 1-0 win over New England Revolution. We'll start with questions here in person, then move to the Zoom. If you do have a question, please use the raised hand feature. Pat, if you'd like to start with this opening statement on tonight's game.
Well, it's a good win for the group, obviously, after recent results. But after the break, the guys came back in a really good way, and I think our preparation leading up to the game showed in a lot of ways. You know, despite not being better with the ball tonight, we defended in a really good way against a strong team and, you know, one of the best attacking players in our league with Heel. And had to defend a lot of crosses, and I thought did that in an excellent way. And keeping a clean sheet on the road is difficult, so I'm really pleased for the guys.
Carter, Pat, congratulations.
Thank you.
Result. It sounds like from that opening statement there was a lot of things that you were talking about beforehand being struggles that you came out stronger this time. Do you feel like whatever it was you guys went into the break looking to do, you came out on the other side achieving at least some of it?
Some of it. You know, defensively, I think, like I said, our structure was pretty good for a majority of the game, but, you know, still moments where I think as we were stepping to the ball, how we were able to deal with their, you know, midfield trio and get one of our center backs releasing in behind Obi or Pavel. I think we got, you know, a few of those moments wrong, and, you know, that's something that stood out. But how we, you know, were able to defend, you know, deeper, closer to our goal, I thought was solid. And then, like I said, we defended crosses very well tonight, and that was a focus leading up to the game and just a takeaway from, you know, the 3 games prior. So that part was improvement. You know, with the ball, I think it was unnecessary struggle with just not having the composure to connect out of pressure, and then some unforced errors, uncharacteristic errors where we couldn't find that rhythm with the ball, and so we needed to be good defensively.
That last 20 minutes of the game, it felt like the Revs were kind of giving you everything they
Yeah.
had to get an equalizer. Do you feel like you were pleased with the way the guys held up in that last 20 minutes to get the result?
Yeah, well, I mean, we kept them from scoring a goal, and that's an important, you know, takeaway, I would say, when you're on the road and your opponent is pinning you in and and you're not able to get control of the ball. You have to know how to defend to see the game out with a result, and we were pretty strong in doing that. So that was a takeaway in the last 20 when, like you said, they threw a lot at us and put us into some tough spots.
On the goal, Kevin has a great touch and makes the pass in. But I want to ask you about Kai's impact on that goal. What did you see from that, and what stood out to you?
I got to look back with Kai. It started with his ability to hold the ball, from my memory, and that was the starting point of us being able to rotate the ball and then get Luka running and Kevin going to goal. Again, that's from my memory, but I haven't watched it back. It was too early in the game for me, with too many things that happened past that to know all the details. But I do know Kai did a good job to allow that play to happen. And then I thought on the night, you know, gave us some good hold-up play in some moments. You know, defensively, it was a lot at times for our front 3 with just how we were able to get to the ball. But I think Kai put in a good shift.
Does Kai's physicality change the way you might imagine this team being able to do some things, particularly with that ability to hold up and play kind of side by side with another guy who's strong like Kevin?
Yeah, you have to understand players' skill sets and how to utilize them. And with Kai, you know, back to goal, how he's able to work his way off the line and use his physical presence to, you know, maintain possession and get his midfielders and his wingbacks involved. But also, you see it on crosses. He's certainly a threat there, and we didn't get in enough of those positions tonight. But understanding how to utilize his strengths will be important when he's on the field.
Alrighty, and we'll now move to Laurel on the Zoom. Laurel, go ahead when you're ready.
Thank you. Kind of going off of that, with Luka on the left, do you feel like that kind of opened you guys up to getting some more of those crosses in? How did you want to utilize Luca on that left side? And I guess just what were your thoughts on his play tonight?
Yeah, attacking wise, I thought he did a good job. He was a threat. I think it kind of died off there, and fatigue set in when he was having to defend deep. I thought, with Feingold on the right, he got into a lot of moments to get crosses in the box, and we could have maybe eliminated some of those crossing moments, but maybe where Luka was too far inside. But again, he was doing a good job to get the play wide. It was how can we get him closer to take away those wide services. But he was a threat with the ball. Obviously has the assist. There's a really good ball in the second half that we don't get on the end of. That was a creative little play. I think he could be even more aggressive with some of his isolation moments and how he attacks. But it was nice to see him help find a goal today for us. I know he's been pushing hard in different ways, and we've been challenging him a lot to continue to work hard and improve on both sides of the ball, and certainly helped out with the goal.
And then how important was it just seeing Matt Miazga be able to go a full match, just in terms of what he brings to your defense and that confidence maybe he's building in coming back from that injury?
Yeah, I think it was important for him to get through 90 minutes, and he took a knock early on that he was concerned about, and we had players ready, but I think it was important for him to push through it and struggle, but get through the entire game. And I thought he did a really solid job tonight. So certainly something to build on.
And if I can ask one more, with Corey Baird coming in, you've been kind of using Dotto in some of those situations. What was the thinking behind that?
Two guys along the back line. I think that suits Corey, obviously, better than Dotto, who likes to come off the line, who likes to, work deeper. So I thought, Corey in that situation where we wanted to have Evander free and working underneath, and then at times with Pavel in a more advanced position, somebody to try to occupy the center back. So, and Corey's been training really well.
Anything else, Laurel?
I'm good, thank you.
We'll move back to Carter to finish up.
Pat, it's a bit of a weird point in the schedule. You have this time off. You're going to have another 2 weeks off. How do you hope to kind of take some of this momentum from this game and translate into continued improvement?
Same way we did after the 3 games in a week. We will look at some of the things that we focused on in training and probably revisit that and look at this game and see some things that we can take away from it that were strong, which a lot of things were. Set pieces were very good for us tonight, both sides. But despite not finding the goal on the attacking side, we defended the ball on the defensive with the defensive set pieces in a good way. So, and then, like I said, I think the biggest takeaway of improvement would have been some of our decision making with the ball.